Kia ora. Hello. Back in the misty past of this channel, our first video ever was 5 books to get you started. This was to help new and experienced reenactors start researching life and material culture in late medieval Europe. This week, we are going back to look at 5 websites that we use to help us research both these videos and our impressions in general. As usual, since we focus on the late medieval period, some of these resources will be more helpful to those interested in the medieval period. But these are academic resources nonetheless, so I think these would be helpful to most people. All of these websites have free access. I firmly believe information should be free and should not be behind paywalls. That said, I also believe that creators and academics should be paid freely for their works. So if you use any of these resources, please make sure you are freely and fairly crediting any sources or donating if at all possible. Now that I've hopped off my high horse, this video is not intended as a review of these sites, just as a recommendation, although I will briefly discuss why I recommend these pages. As usual, all links will be in the description below. So, in no particular order, let's look at the 5 websites I choose. First, technically, this is 2 sites I want to talk about, but let's not split hairs. This is a page that is a treasure trove of links and research. It has been around since the early days of the internet. The first half of this site is Footware of the Middle Ages by Carlson. This site covers historic shoe construction techniques and tools. We know getting the right medieval shoes is the biggest pain for reenactors. This site can give you an understanding of how to set about making your own shoes if you're brave enough, or at least what medieval shoes should look like. The second half of the site, which we'll be looking at, has been indispensable for us on many occasions. If you have ever come to us in person or online wanting to know how to make a garment, you probably have had us send you this page. I refer to Some Clothing of the Middle Ages. Mark has tucked it away under his links as a second thought. But what a goldmine! Here he has line drawings and even descriptions of cloth compositions, dyes, stitch, and decoration of many extant garments. This page has been so helpful to us in many of our own personal reconstructions to help us understand medieval pattern construction. If you don't have this page saved, I urge you to do so now. It really is a gem. Next, we have Effigies and Brasses. Now, if you don't know about Effigies and Brasses, you are in for a real treat. Effigies and Brasses is a database collecting links to images of medieval funerary monuments. You can search these by location, date, martial, civilian, clerical, male and female. So you're able to run quite a decent search of images. You can also add tags and search by tags, which is also very helpful. The site is frequently updated, so it's worth going back and visiting often. I've used this site when making armor. Trying to get multiple images of an effigy used to be near impossible. However, with Effigies and Brasses, it has been so much easier. Sometimes, depending on the effigy, you couldn't be able to get a result, but now with this you will be able to use as a reference to do a better search online regarding the person who the monument was constructed of and get better images from the church or the estate. Following up on Effigies and Brasses is Manuscript Miniatures. Manuscript Miniatures is run by the same people as Effigies and Brasses and serves the same function, but for manuscripts. You can search for manuscript images from regions and dates, as well as narrow down your results by including the holding institute or the manuscript itself. If that image is linked up to the database, it will show up. You can also look at the tag section if you're browsing for an item or image, although I usually find the tag section unhelpful here, to be honest, and prefer to bring up my manuscripts in my preferred search range and scroll through. Much like Effigies and Brasses, I find if there is only 1 or 2 images of a manuscript, here I can use the site search results to expand my search online. Moving on, we have Jstor. This is an academic publishing site, and we use it as one of our researching tools for our impressions and for our videos. If you've had a look at the links in any of our videos, you will most likely see a Jstor published paper. Jstor is a good site because while you do need to register, you can do so via either your academic institute or using your own credentials. A large portion of the papers on the site are also free to access if you have an account. Some papers are behind a paywall, which, as we know, is frustrating for those of us on a budget. Usually with a free account, you would have 5 free article views a month. However, due to the pandemic, the site has expanded this to 100 free articles a month until December 31st, 2020. So friends, I suggest to anyone who does not have access to an academic account to register on Jstor now and get reading, because there is plenty to see there for free. Last but not least, we have Academia.edu, another academic paper publishing site where access to papers are published here are free to access. The search function is pretty robust. Papers can be tagged and you can filter by tag or author or by subject. You can purchase full versions if you want and get access to an advanced search feature as well. The site has a social media-like function to it, if that's your thing. We can follow people, like papers, and so on. This does have the benefit of being able to see if an academic who has uploaded a paper on a subject you have found interesting uploads another paper. Or if one of your friends who is on the site saves a paper you might find interesting, you can see that as well. The annoying thing is that you will get notifications telling you that you've been mentioned in papers or people are looking at your profile. Apparently, I've been mentioned in 14 papers this week. I'm prolific. Since I've never published an academic paper, I find that very weird. If you can ignore the annoying notifications, it really is an invaluable tool. Well, there you have it. 5 websites that we use while researching our impression. I will say that these are not all of the websites that we use, and there are plenty more. What websites do you use for your research? I would love to know. Comment below with your favorite researching websites.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Means you must have enjoyed the video. So like, comment and subscribe. And remember, stay safe, have fun, and keep reenacting.